Get ready to be amazed. Get ready to know things that are usually unknowable. Get ready for an hour of insight and fascinating entertainment with Dr. Linda Salvin. For nearly 3 decades, Dr. Linda has been one of America's most celebrated psychic readers, metaphysical clinicians, and unmatched talk show hosts, bringing insights and solutions to thousands of people worldwide. Pull up a chair, turn it up, and get ready for a visit with the one and only Dr. Linda. And now, live from Los Angeles, ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Linda Salvin.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Dr. Linda Salvin Starlight Café, which is the name I used back in the 90s when I started radio on an FM station, and then I was nationally syndicated in about 400 markets. So I've been around a long time, and those that do know me, you know I'm a psychic healer and a medium. I have a candle magic line called Weeks of Wisdom. I do nutritional counseling with various new products that are on the market to help you detox. I'll talk about all of that in a few moments. I want to just backtrack as to the shows we did this week. As you see, there's 3 shows every week with Dr. Linda Salvin, my channel, my guests, and the topics that are good for you. On Tuesday, I had Sharon Winters, and our guest was Carolina Teasdale. And we were talking about detoxing the body from glyphosates. We were talking about healing from the inflammation, thyroid, how to sleep better with your REM, how to lose weight, how to burn fat, but most of all, how to nutritionalize the body with the green drinks. And I'm drinking the, I guess it's like a berry as opposed to the green. I like it better, which has collagen in it as opposed to just protein. And the one I'm drinking through this one company has more protein than the green drink. So there's a lot of different products that I am helping educate people with and promote because they do work. And it's a good 90-day program just for it to kick in. And during the, I guess, 87th day through 92nd day, I was saying to Sharon, I said, I feel so clear. I feel so clean. She goes, Linda, it's 90 days. So yes, give this thing, which is all vegan and all natural, 90 days, and your body will detox from parasites. It will detox from glyphosates, which of course is the poisons and toxins that is in our food and in the air and in soil. And you want to feel clean inside. And that's what this product line does. For information, please email me off the air through my website, lindasalvin.com. So we had that podcast and YouTube, which is now posted on my YouTube at drlindasalvin.com. And you can always hear all these shows restreaming on my own network, which is called Dr. Linda Radio. And then thanks to W4WN, which is what you're listening to us on now. Hi, Libra. Glad to see you. You can always hear us live, and then everything gets uploaded to the different systems, and you can always download. So then on Wednesday, which I had Candy Finnegan, and our show is called Recovery Wednesday. And the family, the addiction as a family issue is what we had as our topic yesterday. We had a guest come on by the name of Annie who discussed problems with her gambling father, shopaholic mother, and addict alcoholic brother, and the chaos that goes on with the dysfunction and communication and the lack of responsibility because of all the different addictions and ways to avoid emotional confrontation and a way to integrate and have a peaceful understanding among people. So I've tried to bring all the different aspects of health, which is mind, body, spirit, together in a weekly basis to present to you options for your healing and divine intervention. Now, the people who co-host shows with me, Candy Finnegan's been on A&E's intervention for over 10 years, or she was, and she's one of the most well-known interventionists in the world. And then Sharon Winters is one of the most well-known naturopaths and author. So I have some really cool experts joining me every week with different topics for you. So today I'm bringing somebody on who not only did the graphics that you see at the beginning of each show and at the end, but does some of the voiceovers on the candles, which we may play a little commercial in a few minutes. And Dave is an Emmy-winning editor. So he knows his stuff, but the beauty is not only is he my next door neighbor, and he's helped me tremendously in conjunction with a guy named Jonathan Benton, who I just got off the phone with, and then one of my producers and engineers is Christopher Sear. I've got this little team that make all this work besides what's going on with Talk for TV. It's a huge network of people that make all this happen. So I'm going to bring Dave on, and we're going to talk about his experience of psychic. Hi, Dave.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, sure. I'm looking way off the other. I got to get the camera reset. There's something odd here, but I'm really looking at you, but it looks like I'm looking elsewhere. But Dave was a skeptic. Dave didn't know who or what I was about when I moved in 6 years ago into this neighborhood, let alone to be his neighbor. And I taught him or introduced him to my world of healing. And some is with strawberry laser lipo, which is red light laser that is it doesn't burn your skin, but in 20, 40 minutes, you can start burning fat cells at the adipose level. And Dave lost about 20 pounds in a month, I believe it was. But not only with the graphics and helping me with internet and building the station, it's been a 3.5-year process that we've been involved with all of this to where we are now. But I gave hints psychically to Dave, and it was like, yeah, I don't know if I believe in this. Then I said, well, why don't you try my candles? Because he would take all the pictures you see that are beautifully displayed at lindasalvin.com under what's called Wicks of Wisdom. Wicks of Wisdom is my candle magic line. There's different color candles. There's 7-inch candles. They're the novenas. They're standard, but it's what goes into the candles, which are various oils. You get 4 bottles in your formula to create something. They're different colors, but they have different properties. There's 22 essences in each bottle of oil, whether it's from bark or peppermint or lavender or rosemary. There's different combinations to create different oils. When we were on TV back in the late 08, 09, we had 1 bottle of 2-ounce oils that equaled 4 bottles of half-ounce oils, but it's all the same. But what you do is you get a bag of herbs. I'm not going to tell you what's in the herbs. They go inside the candle. Then you pour the oils into the candle. Then there is powder that is sprinkled on top of the oil. Once that's done, you light it. Whether it's a match or a lighter, you got to read the directions to find out. I do not say that on the air. Then there's what's called a petition. There's a petition made out of parchment paper. You print something on 3 lines. I dictate to you what needs to be written on those 3 lines, and then what to do, and then the magic starts. And most people go like, what are you talking about? Well, if you go to my website, once you purchase the candles, there's a hidden website that you don't get access to until you've purchased. And Dave did a beautiful video on me discussing the history of candle magic and how the candles work and whether you're going to use somebody else's product or mine, why mine are different. Mine are different because of the alchemy involved. You are the alchemist. You are the magician. You are creating the magic as opposed to going online where there's hundreds of candle lines now. When I started in 1999, it was a very limited market. The candle in Kabbalah represents the soul of man. It's called Chakma. That's the Hebrew word. The wick, when lit, is the flame, which is light, which is God. So what we do, I'm very spiritual, is you're feeding God your wish. It's not an intention. It's not to manifest. I hate those words. It's not law of attraction. This is candle magic. I was trained by a Santerian priest. I combined it with, after talking with a Hasidic rabbi who's no longer with us, he understood what I had created. He gave me his blessing on it. This is powerful stuff, people. It's not just manufactured and out the door. No, there are real entities in these oils. And I'm going to have Dave give his little testimony, which surprised him out of nowhere. And Wicks of Wisdom are on sale. If you mention the show with Dave, and you email me, I don't care if it's a year from now when you see this broadcast or listen, just email Dr. Linda at lindasalvin.com and say, I saw the show or heard the show with Dave, and mention 20% off, and you will get a big discount. So that's the introduction to Wicks of Wisdom that I upsell as a psychic healer and a medium, because I want you to experience more in your life than just a prediction. So Dave came to me and wanted to kind of test it.
Yeah.
First, I gave you one for your wife, then I went away, then we came back, and you take it from there.
Well, you gave me a single candle, and I had asked for, or I had wished, I'm not sure if I asked or wished.
It's a petition.
You write down on the petition
certain things.
My wife would be.
No, you don't talk about what you put on there.
Okay. So anyway, I wrote the words down on the petition and did the routine, and it worked.
You burned it. Okay, so you burned the petition in the flame.
And the ashes
go in. And it takes about 3 to 7 days. Every candle is different. Average is about 4 days. Mm-hmm. Usually when the wax is down to about 6 inches down, because the wax will disappear, we capture the flame and move it to another candle. Dave didn't have to do that. So what happened with your wife?
So my wife just became very receptive and very sensitive and emotional and just very loving. And I thought, well, maybe, since I had done the candle thing, that maybe I was giving off.
Yeah, you were responsible, of course.
Yeah. And so I thought maybe, but
after 27 years, all of a sudden it shifted.
We have been married for 27 years.
Yeah, but all of a sudden you changed everything. No.
Yeah. And so her attitude changed, and then my attitude changed. But I was not convinced. I thought, maybe it's a coincidence. Maybe I was being more loving to her and she was reciprocating. Uh-huh. And the candle had nothing to do with it. Well, so I asked,
it's great, folks,
for another example. And Linda gave me the whole package of
three candles. You get 3 candles, the bottles of oil, the powders, the herbs. I dictated the words that were suggested for the situation he was considering, which was to test it on an old flame. Go on.
And so I thought, well, possibly, I've lived here. I moved away from my hometown of Olympia, Washington 40 some years ago, and I've lived here ever since. So I thought, well, maybe if I petitioned an old flame to contact me again, that it would.
Let's test this. Let's see if he's real. Let's see if this stuff works.
So this would be conclusive evidence that these candles actually worked. So I lit the first candle. What was the candle type? It was the
soulmate power.
The soulmate power.
In your love, companionship, partnership, communication. Let me just back up. It's a good question. The name of the candle, which I don't have in front of me, but this is the oil we give. Yeah. Or I could give the 4 little bottles. It's the same formula. Think cooking. When you're baking, you got banana bread, chocolate chip cookies, and brownies. They're 3 wonderful desserts, but 3 very different recipes to create the food. Same thing with candle magic. There's recipes or formulas that create the outcome, whether it's good luck or love. But going back to Dave, it was soulmate power to draw somebody in. So the words I dictated to Dave regarding that situation were very different than the situation with his wife. Go on.
So I got the first candle, poured in I put the herbs and the spices in there, and then poured a little bit of oil in there, and then wrote my petition, lit the candle, burned the petition, swirled in the ashes and the herbs, and waited. So the candle burnt all the way down to the bottom.
Yeah. And so, like 3 or 4 days? Was it fast?
It took like 3 days, 2.5, 3 days.
Yeah, they go 24 hours a day, people. I teach you how to keep them safe. Go on.
But the candle, it burned all the way to the bottom. There was nothing left. And so I thought, okay, I'll do the second candle. And then halfway through the second candle, I got a phone call. And on my iPhone, it said Olympia, Washington calling, and a phone number that I didn't recognize, but it was from Olympia. So I answered it, and it goes, "Hi, Dave, it's me." And so it was her.
That was your ex from 45 something years ago.
High school. We went to our high school prom together.
Aww.
And then, as I went to college, we kind of went our separate ways.
But there's another piece of the story, which we'll get back to in a minute. Go on.
And so halfway through the second candle, she called. And I was flabbergasted. I was amazed. And I couldn't wait to call Linda and tell her what happened.
Was like a kid in a candy store. You're not going to believe this. It's like I hear it all the time. But let's hear your story. Go on, Dave, because they're kind of a little intense.
Yeah. And so we talked for, 45 minutes, catching up. She's married, has a kid, has a granddaughter. They're happy in Olympia, Washington. And I told her about my life here. And I thought, okay, well, that's going to be it. But then it didn't stop there. It didn't stop. No. So the next day I got an email from her, and I thought, well, we've already talked. We've had our little discussion. This is over. I'm done with it. And let's just forget about it. That didn't happen. No. She kept calling and calling.
Like
and
she
calling
became obsessed.
And sending emails. And it got to the point where I had to block her. It was
folks,
the connection was so intense.
Yeah. That's on 2 candles. You do the full
a candle and a half.
But if you
and
I
went ahead and I burned. I went through the second candle and burned the third one. I thought, well, I might as well go through the whole thing.
But she was still feeling the desire to communicate or love or have sex or want more, even though you may have blocked her. The energy got out there. That's the beauty of this. That Dave himself, a skeptic, that didn't understand, even though he's taken pictures, listen to me whine and listen to me bitch about what's going on with the business or whatever. He experienced it. And I love working with people that don't believe in metaphysics. And Dave is an example that it worked on his wife.
But it turned out to be a little too strong because
no, it's not too strong.
After I blocked her and ignored all of her emails and wouldn't answer the phone.
Started.
Then I got a phone call from one of my high school buddies, and he goes, "Hey, Doris called me and wants me to find out if you're okay." And she was calling my friend to call me to tell.
They were trying to get you back in the circle.
Yeah, and it was just so.
No, it's not too strong. You have to understand the power of words of wisdom.
So anyway, it worked.
That's why I've been doing this since
1999.
I was trained in Wicks of Wisdom in 1999 by a Sanarian priest when I went to him for a love spell that I could not get with anybody else's candle line here in LA. And this one worked, and everything worked out with my boyfriend. And then I went and said, these work. And this guy, Michael, said, all right, I'll train you what this is really about. And he trained me in the oils, the herbs, and the petitions, and the formulas. I said, why are you going to do this? He said, because you're going to help a lot of people on radio. Now, this is back in 1999, folks. It's now 2023, and I'm still doing it. And he also said, you're going to buy from me. And yes, I'm still his customer after 25 years or so. But it's people, no, they're not too strong, Dave. This is how they work, whether it's money, getting jobs, buying a house, finding a lover, winning lawsuits. You've seen people on the show who I kept out of. One girl's on my YouTube channel who's been my client for years, and I kept her out of a 20-year sentence. And I have a girl coming on next week to talk about her legal situation that's resolved as a result of the candles. This stuff works.
It's so you have candles that for everything, for jobs, for success.
Well, let me explain. That's a good point, because each set, unfortunately, I'm not going to bring it up on this show because I didn't give Rebel a heads up, but I have about 16 sets that we have on the website. You took all the photos and we positioned everything. Yeah. So the color of the candle really doesn't matter. It's what's in the candle, the oils, with the petition. So the oils and the petition is what makes it work. So I have what's called money and success power. Money and success power can open doors for new work, new jobs, new relationships, moving, passing exams. I had one girl up in Northern California whose son, she wanted to have him pass the bar on his first attempt, and he did about a year and a half ago. I've had people sell houses back in 08, 09, early when the crash hit, and nobody could sell, and everything was going. This one girl did, I don't know, about 4 sets of candles. She got top dollar for 3 or 4 pieces of property in Colorado where nobody else was selling. I've had real estate agents burn candles to increase sales, listings, buyers, and they would be number 1 in their unit, where everybody else was like, how did you do that? Well, they came back to me because the power of the candles. We have good luck power, which removes blocks, obstacles, negativity, curses, bad luck, and opens the pathway to whatever might be blocking something. Now, I have a client who has paid me to do 7 sets of candles for him, and something happened the other day to the point my back office has turned so black. I've never seen it in the 20 years I've done this for other people, with this effect that there's so much negativity coming off this case I'm working on. I got to get the room painted. It's really bad, but it works because it lifts whatever I call it schmutz, the negativity that's blocking this trilogy this man's locked into, to the point that I got attacked. I could feel it. This is heavy duty stuff, and I take a lot of it on, and I'm only not even a third of the way through his work. So there's good luck power if you have blocks, obstacles, negativity, curses, bad luck at home, with an addiction, with coworkers, if you can't seem to focus, study, heal. Good luck power is a good all-around, blow it all out first before you do the soulmate. For example, you want to remove the blocks, obstacles, and negativity. Then the soulmate, depending on what's on the petition, can be for love, communication, partnership, intimacy, bringing somebody back, like Dave is testifying.
Yeah.
Every situation is different. No two people are ever alike. The testimonies are all over lindasalvin.com, and I'm grateful. None of them are made up. They're all people just like you who have come to me for years for the work. Then we have for the justification in the court system, it's called sweetening judgment. And those are with the white candles. And these often help people win their lawsuit. So it's worked in conjunction with the good luck power in one area and the sweetening judgment in another. So if you have a legal situation, you call me, I explain to you how to do it, and then you start to see results. I do not promise everybody 100% because nothing is 100%. Psychic readings are not 100%. Timing and wins aren't always 100, but it's alleged. It's an alleged product because you can't put your finger on spirit. It's not material. This is physical. You can see this is oil. This is a bottle. There's a cap. It's glass. It's physical. But when you're talking energy and you're talking spirituality, you got to just know that it's going out there like Dave. He didn't know. He just did what was told, and then boom, it happened. So these people are contacting Dave. Where are you? You're coming back. She loves you. All this stuff. No, they didn't work too strong. That's how they work. It's just that's just one set. I've got people who've done 8, 9 sets and found their soulmate, got married. I even did the weddings for a couple of people, and it's powerful stuff. The next set would be health and wellness. They're the yellow ones. Health and wellness work really well for self-worth, self-esteem. If you've got a cold, a backache. I had a girl who worked on Broadway as a dancer, and her back went out, and I overnighted her some candles, and this was on a Tuesday. She was performing that Saturday, and she couldn't get out of bed, did the candles. She was on stage because the backache went away. I had a girl in Texas, and I just spoke to her husband yesterday. He's going to come on and testify. They're in Texas, and she was bleeding vaginally, did not want a hysterectomy, did the candle. She stopped bleeding, so she didn't have a hysterectomy. I had one up in Washington with face cancer. Face cancer went away. I cannot promise it worked for everybody, but it works. There's on my infomercial, which is on my YouTube show, where I hired Kris Jenner to be my spokesperson back in 2008, 2009 for my TV show on cable TV. There's a voiceover and a picture of Bill. Bill was an FBI agent. Bill was very depressed and suicidal. Bill did good luck power to remove blocks, obstacles, negativity, health and wellness power to remove the health issues and mental problems. And then he did what was called harmony power to bring in peace, harmony, self-acceptance. And he's still alive. I just got an email from him about a month ago. So the candles got him out of the depression and the suicidal feelings because he'd lost his girlfriend, and he was like ready to just give up. But the candles turned it around. You can see it on the infomercial with the voiceover of the letter. I mean, I help people all the time, and that's the beauty of Wicks of Wisdom. We have, what's another good one? Control power is a little stronger. of a formula than a do as I say, which is to help guide something like a boss's decision to give you a promotion, or maybe the lover to make a little more attempt of aggressiveness or passion or whatever, just bumps it up. It's a little stronger formula than the average that we sell. And if you just go to lindasalvin.com and look for Wicks of Wisdom, you'll see all the different candles. You'll listen to the 20-second soundbite, if it's even that. Dave recorded everything. It's beautifully set up for you on the website. And when you're ready, just place an order and let me know, and I'll help you achieve the next level, because you break through the spiritual block that you cannot see, but you feel, and you feel like it's a curse, and you feel like it's happening, or there's a Mercury retrograde, which we're in right now. There's always something, but this elevates the energy so that you can do it. So, and I gave you a set for your son to find a job now that he's out of college. So I'll help you with those petitions.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You gave us a
Money and Success.
Yeah. The candles, they were the green candles for
Money and Success.
Money and Success. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah.
And then when he wants to apply to, he graduated with
for
criminal justice.
Criminology. Yeah.
Degree, and he wants to join the LAPD or the
All right,
sheriff's
so when you're ready, I'll tell you what to do on the petition for those doors to open, and probably get him into it, because then you've got to take exams and go through all the hiring things. But I can help him navigate and push through where other people have a harder, more difficult time. That's the beauty. You will see him come back to say, Dad, I got the interview, or Dad, I passed the test, or Dad. So, and then he might even move out.
Possibly so.
Yeah.
But I can't wait to report back. And
that'll be wonderful. We can even videotape you doing the dressing of the candle. It's called dressing. When you're putting the herbs and the oils and the powders and burning, it's called dressing. It's all on lindasalvin.com. It's also out on YouTube. It's mostly on my website. So if you have questions, by all means, email me at drlanda@lindasalvin.com, or just go to my website. And of course, watch everything on my YouTube channel. And please click the little bell and become a subscriber so you don't miss any of these shows. Because as I said, we've got 3 shows going a week now, with Transformational Tuesday, Recovery Wednesday, and then me on Thursday doing the Psychic Talk. So, have I ever said anything to you spiritually or psychically that happened? I don't think so. I don't know. I mean, I've helped you.
Oh, you've helped me tremendously, but nothing specific.
No, I've never really given you a reading with predictions as to when something's going to happen. But as a psychic, people, just those are that are new to my show. Those that don't know my background. I became psychic when I survived a plane crash in 1981. And I was out of body for 4 months. After I slid down the ramp, it was at John Wayne Airport here in Southern California on a Boeing 737. And this is a call I've been waiting for 2 days. And of course, it comes during the show. The plane crash was a Boeing 737. We crash landed to avoid collision with a plane taking off on the same runway. And of course, you can't have that happen. And the things that happened to me, it took 6 years to recuperate. I was out of my body for 4 months, and I was like a cyclops. And I became very psychic on February 17th, 1981. Didn't ask for it, didn't look for it, but it took over me. And then I went to a psychic. She said, "Oh, you're a walk-in." And I said, "What's a walk-in?" She goes, "It's when you're close to death, another soul takes over." She said, "Whatever entered you is psychic." I said, "I'm not a psychic." Well, for the last 35, 40 years, I've been working as a psychic, and thankfully, I have a decent track record of accuracy. But I had to go to a psychic that explained that to me, and she gave me a book called Strangers Among Us by Ruth Montgomery. And Ruth Montgomery, who's now deceased, wrote a book called Strangers Among Us that explained the walk-in theory about what goes on the planet with certain people who are near death. Near death took place also when I got hit by a fire truck a year later, and I had another out-of-body experience. And 2 years later, I totaled a car, had the white light experience, was given the choice to live or die. And all this was happening while I was trying to figure out, what am I supposed to do? Well, all my friends were becoming yuppie. I couldn't figure it out. But near-death experiences are real. We talk about near-death a lot, where you have a psychic or spiritual change. Dave himself had a near-death experience in the Pacific Ocean. Hawaii, which is another topic I don't really want to get into, but let's hear your near-death. But people, I just want you to know it's because of the 3 near-death experiences, 4 years after my graduate training in public health epidemiology, big word today, I became very psychic. I became so psychic and so spiritual. I went back at the age of 54 and received my PhD in metaphysics after 3.5 years of study to integrate the science with the spiritual, all the woo-woo and the science, so I can do what I do diagnostically to help people with a sense of both sides. So Dave, I've been through it. There's tons of people online now that talk about their experience. Let's talk about your experience at the beach.
In Hawaii, Makapu Beach.
The same girl that...
The same one.
Let's
the
bring
same
it all
one. So
home.
we do have a history, but so this was the same girl that called me from the candles. So when we graduated from high school, we waited a couple of weeks, and then we spent the summer, 3 months, in Hawaii, and we slept on the beach, took a backpack and a tent, small tent. Yeah, this was back in 73, so it was still the tail end of the hippie era, and so we decided to go on a little backpacking tour of the island. We just stayed on Oahu, the main island, and or the capital island. So we stayed at Makapu Beach, and we'd get these camping permits, and we'd go to one beach and then go to another one, and then after that permit expired, we'd get another one. So we went camping, and every beach, of course, the ocean would come, so we'd go swimming every day. And
the waves would come. The
right,
always there. Yeah.
Coming from Washington State, it's cold and cloudy and windy, and you go to the ocean, but you either go fishing or clamming, or you don't go in the water. It's just too cold. But in Hawaii, it's nice and warm, bathwater warm, and so I went out, just get my toes wet, and then I didn't know about the riptides. And so I'd go out a little up to my knees and then up to my waist, and then I got caught in a riptide. And so as the waves were coming in,
that would always scare me, because people don't understand what that is. But they pull you from it. It comes in. You might be swimming, but it brings you down, right? What happens? Like you feel like you're in a whirlpool, or somebody's holding you. What does it feel like?
It's like swimming against. It's like you're getting caught downstream in a river, and it pulls you out to sea. And of course, I know how to swim, but I'm not a super strong swimmer, and so it kept pulling me out. So it went from my knees to my waist to up to my chest.
Oh my God!
And then all of a sudden, I couldn't touch the bottom, and so I was like trying to. And of course, I just swam towards the shore, which is the opposite of what you're supposed to do in a riptide.
What are you supposed to do?
You're supposed to swim crossways. That's
right, to go against the stream, right?
You go parallel to the shore, and then you swim out of that riptide, and then you can make your way in.
Do riptides have I didn't either, but do riptides have like a certain circumference, Dave, that you're out, and like could it be several yards, or just within like a couple of feet that you're swarming in, or
it could be the length of the beach.
Wow.
It could be the length of the whole beach, and they're just opposing. One waves are coming in, and the other waves are coming from the side.
Did you think you were going to die? Did you have recall of your life and certain things in your family and activities? Because when I go through near death, or anybody else, my whole life flashed before my eyes when that plane was crashing. I mean, I think I went back to nursery school.
Well, something similar to that did happen to me. Once I realized that I was about to drown, that my life, it didn't necessarily flash before my eyes, but I could feel my sensory something kind of raise up above me.
That's like your out of body starting, or
exactly.
You were starting to it's called like you astral project, where you're leaving the soul's leaving, and it's the out of body to separate from the body. We talked about this last week on one of the shows, that near death and out of body are not the same. But when you have a trauma, which is what this was, your body was struggling, but you left and could watch, so you didn't feel all the pain, but you were able to maneuver and somehow it all came together later. But yeah, there's the astral projection happens when our soul leaves the body, especially in trauma, and it becomes the out-of-body experience. Go on, because you had both.
And it seemed like, to me, my consciousness, it was like I was raising up above my body and I could look down on my flailing arms. And, so I yelled out for help to my girlfriend. And so I could, and then it was like I could see the future. And I saw my lifeless body being pulled onto the shore, the ambulance coming in, the paramedics, pumping my chest and then putting the blanket over my face.
But that's not what happened.
That's not what happened. So, but I saw that. I go, this is where I die. This is how it ends. And so then I felt a hand come and it grabbed me. And my girlfriend had gotten the lifeguard, and he came out and he pulled me to shore. And he was a strong enough swimmer, and he had the flotation device.
Oh,
and
he's trained to do that, of course.
And he just pulled me onto the wet sand and then went back to his chair. He knew I was
that
alive.
you're okay. So he didn't pump your heart or give you artificial resuscitation or anything.
It didn't, I was spitting up seawater.
Yeah, but he was just letting you be and get yourself back together.
And I was completely spent. All my muscles, I was so tired.
You were exhausted. You're fighting the riptide, my God.
Oh, I'd never been so tired in all my life. And all I could do is just lay kind of face down on the sand, and I laid there for like 10, 15 minutes until I recovered.
But you're still here after 45, 50 years of that.
But I could see myself. I was
you
up
elevated,
above,
you
looking
left your
down.
body. That's the out-of-body experience.
That's
where
what
the
it was.
Soul leaves in a near-death experience. I had out-of-body experiences, as I said, with the near-death, with the plane crash or the fire truck accident, and then totaling the car at the white light. And when the paramedics got me out of the car, said they want me off the planet, because I didn't know what was going on. But our bodies are physical, people. The soul, I don't think you can touch the soul. The soul is what makes us unique. It's what guides us. The body is the temple to the soul. What we do with our life, just like I want to talk about some nutritional products I'm totally into to protect your body. But we go through these different experiences, like Dave and I are talking about, that there is real out of body. We do it in our sleep. It's called astral projection. You may have found yourself traveling to your old girlfriend in Washington, maybe, and you wake up and you think you just saw her, and it's like, but she's not there. Or you think you hear somebody from the past, you wake up, you're not there. Or you feel what's called the reentry, where your body the soul has left the body, and you feel like a vibration, a heavy movement trying to pressure your body. But that's the soul's reentry, just like a space capsule coming back into the atmosphere. It shakes to break the barrier, and our soul gets back. So the soul, I believe, as a metaphysical healer, the soul enters the body as soon as that baby takes that breath and starts to cry, and the soul exits the last breath on the day of death of that person. And I'm channeling 3 people or souls in about an hour after this show today. One is a man who died about 45 days ago, and then his unborn child was who died in utero during a car accident. So the mother wants me to channel the deceased fetus, and which I can do because it's still a soul and there's still a communication that goes on with the entity. And then there's the daughter who also passed away. So this woman's lost 3 in a very short period of time. So the grief and the guilt and the shame and the communication will give her comfort and closure. But that's what near death is, and communication with the other side is. It's breaking this unseen barrier that we live in 3 dimensions, but the 4th and 5th dimensions, a whole nother world that we visually can't see in our physical selves. So the physical being can separate from the soul, or the soul can separate from the physical being. And Dave's here to testify, and I may bring others on later on in the show or down the road to share their experience. Not everybody has a near death. You may get scared in a car accident. You might be in a drowning situation. You might be in an attack with a gun or being beat up. And a lot of times with trauma, the soul leaves to prevent the actual feeling of the pain. And then it comes back. And then you're like, what happened? I've heard stories, and you've heard them too, where someone's in a surgical operating room and the soul leaves the body. They watch the operation. The doctors and nurses are talking, thinking, oh, we don't know if we can save this person. Look at the kidneys or look at the heart or whatever they're doing. And he or they or she is up there going, no, I can hear you. I'm fine. I'm okay. Because the soul communicates, just like you knew something was happening, but you couldn't quite voice it because of the experience. But afterwards you could. And it's the same thing with people from combat or surgery or some trauma where they go, but I felt it, I saw it, I watched it, but nobody could hear me. And that's all part of the mystery of what life really is on a spiritual level. Remember, people, the definition of health is the study of it's the status of mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being, and not merely the absence of disease. So we want to take care of ourselves. And speaking of disease, Dave, thanks. I'll get back to you in a minute. I want to talk about a couple of health products that are on my website, and one new one that's not even on the website yet. But you can find out what your body needs genetically, because we all have genes we inherited from our mother and father that make us ourselves. There's 18 genes you get in one report with this company that shows what you inherited and then what nutrients are needed to repair the genes and to improve the genetic makeup so that you're healthier over time. The beauty about this, that one of the aspects I love about this product, well, no, it's not the government. All it is a barcode and your name, like mine. All they have is a barcode and my name. Same thing with you. Nobody knows what's in it. Nobody knows. The company has nothing to do with the government. It's private in Texas. It's HIPAA compliant. You swab your cheeks with swabs. You send back the swabs to Texas, and after about a month, they analyze their genetic codes, and then they send you about 100 pages of reports as to what your body's made up of and what it's needed nutritionally to improve. If you have a desire to get pregnant, or you have children, or you want to have kids, on this product for 3 years, the genetic problems you inherited from your mother and father will not be passed on to your offspring. Or if you have kids, they take it for at least 3 years, they will not pass it on to their kids. It's a wonderful, cutting edge health product that you cannot get anywhere except if you contact me off the air or go to my website. It's under Integrative Health. It's all right there. And it's magic. I've been on it 3 years. My blood test came back about 5 weeks ago, and I was shocked at the improvement of what's going on internally with my thyroid or my cholesterol or my lipids because of this product. It does work. Now, the other product company detoxes parasites, helps you sleep better, has different products for nutrition that you drink in a once or twice a day. I'm here to help you be the healthiest you can be. So between the candles to open up things in life with money, career, health, legal, whatever, I have candles. I have the shows everywhere. I have guests and friends like Dave who can testify just like you can. I have the elements to help you improve your health on the inside, because it all starts inside. Our attitude, our way that we see life. The darkness isn't really out there. It's in here. Depression, anxiety, fear. Fear is nothing but, or anger is nothing but unexpressed fear. And we all come with it. So listen to the other shows that I produce during the week, whether it's Recovery Wednesday with Candy Finnegan or Transformational Tuesday with Sharon Winters, or with me on Thursday. I'll do some psychic stuff or near death or an out of body and the candles. And we'll do round robin. Dave will come back often because he knows the shtick or the line. We just have to keep up with different titles so that it gets indexed properly. But we're just about out of time. We have about 5 minutes or so. Rebel, could you please play one or two of the Wicks of Wisdom spots that you have there, please? DNA Power. This set of candles helps bust through confusion in love, career, relationships, decision-making, and other situations.
Harmony Power. Burn this set to improve dysfunctional situations, improve balance and harmony in unsettled environments within yourself and others, whether at work or home. Command Power. This set is used to direct love interests or specific situations to meet your needs.
Thank you, Webble. So Dave took the photographs because he's a brilliant photographer. We set everything up so that you can see the display, which you can find at lindasalvin.com. Scroll down the homepage. It's all there at the bottom, and then go to Wicks of Wisdom and order, and then get your petition consultation. But you're getting your 3 candles, your 4 bottles of oils, your petitions, your herbs, your powders. I give you everything. Nobody else out there does it, at least not yet, although there's somebody who's trying to copy me, actually. Oh, good. Let's do this. And then there's one with the voiceover. Go ahead. That's it. And then Wicks of Wisdom work like a prescription for your soul. I figure out what you need. I have a candle set that aligns with who you are to make your situation better. And even though somebody like Dave tested the situation out of the blue, an old flame pops up and schoolmates like, hey, so-and-so's asking about you. Are you okay? What's going on? It spread like wildfire. People wanted to know. I mean, you can manipulate them or get them back if you want, but it was also nice to open the door, take a peek, and go, nope, my life's here, right?
What was strange was she didn't even have my phone number. I don't know how she got my phone number.
Really?
Cell phone. And I've, it's a recent.
Because online you can Google anybody
I
anywhere.
guess so.
Yeah, there's names. They can find you. So she probably paid one of the search companies to find out your private information.
Well, yeah. I guess the feeling that she had was so overwhelming that she felt it necessary to do this extra detective work.
Of course, because she felt the energy from the candles. You can't see it. Your wife didn't see it, but you feel it. It's like giving somebody an aspirin. You can't taste it, you can't feel it, but all of a sudden the headache's gone.
It's gone.
Right?
Yeah.
You don't know how it works. Some medications make you so hungover or so blurry or so cuckoo, or you're fixing something, but this is subtle, people. This is spiritual. I do spiritual work. I work with God. I work with Kabbalah. I work with you. I work with the universe. I work in your favor. I've been, laughed at, oh, you're doing the work of the devil, all that stuff. None of it's true. If God didn't want me to have the gift, he wouldn't have given it to me. I don't care what religion it is. It's not about religion. This is spirit. This just is. It's our mind, body, spirit. Remember, we're all whole, but we're fragmented in many ways. And my job is to help you integrate and feel better. So, Dave, we're almost at the end of the show. What would you like to say to the group or people who are listening today or whenever they listen to the show that can help them improve their lives with some of the products and services I offer?
Well, just don't be too skeptical about the efficacy of these candles, because it's been my experience that it does work. And I've had 2 different times that they did work.
Experiences,
yeah, because at face value, an uninformed viewer might just go, "Oh, they're just candles," but they work. It's the combination of the oils and the herbs, and there's a powder that you sprinkle in the petition, and for somehow.
It works.
Your message goes out into the universe, and you can influence. You can't really make a wish like I wish for $1 million, and it doesn't pop up. It's not like that
wealthy, but I've seen jobs or money be returned or something. Things happen for a reason, folks. But this is the spiritual tool to help you accelerate from where you are to where you want to go, what you want to get. We're about out of time. My name is Dr. Linda Salvin. You can find me at lindasalvin.com. You can go to drlindaradio.com and listen to any of my shows. And now my music is up there. And Dave's going to help me put some lyrical content together with my songs so we can get that back out there, because I've been writing songs forever. And Dave's also a musician. And then you could go to Dr. Linda Salvin on YouTube, or you can find me on Facebook at Dr. Linda Salvin, wherever. I would love you to become part of what I call the wikis, that you become a Wicks of Wisdom person. and follow. And it's a whole new generation from when I started in the 90s. So I'm here now to continue helping people just like you. Dave, I want to thank you for taking the time to help out. Don't
Thank you for having
go
me.
away.
Yeah.
I'll talk to you after we stop the show. I'll just take you backstage for a second.
Okay.
So we're going to say goodbye and tune in on Tuesday for Transformational Tuesday, Wednesday for Recovery Wednesday, and I'll be back next Thursday with more Dr. Linda Starlight Cafe. Have a good week, everybody. Bye-bye.
Thanks for joining us. We hope you enjoyed today's program with Dr. Linda. Need a breakthrough of your own? Ready for answers or insights nobody else has? Reserve your own one-on-one in-person chat. Dr. Linda isn't just for other people. Dr. Linda gets results for you. And it's easy. Contact details are on screen now. Just click on lindasalvin.com or call toll-free 888-509-1077. That's lindasalvin.com or toll-free at 888-509-1077.